I am live. I'm a little late. I'm sorry about that. Well, it's 8:03. I just walked into my house at 8:01. So I ran upstairs, turned everything on, and now I'm here. So welcome, everyone. Sorry, I'm doing this on my phone right now, but I'm just turning on my computer so I can read the live stream comments on there. Whew. I'm like out of breath. I drove home so fast. I was going to do this at work, but something came up and I had to run home. So now I'm here. Hey guys. All right, let's see how to pull this up on my computer. And I'll try to fix the angle. I don't know if you can. Cody's here. Hi, Cody. Hi, Cody. Oh. All right, let's turn that down. All right, let's fix this. Let's see if I can get my camera up here. Everyone say hi to Cody. Oh, I got some cool stuff in the background that you guys can look at. There's my hiker tag is back there and my Baxter State Park permit. All right. Wow, Cody's getting a lot of love right now. All right. And while I have you guys, if you just want to hit that like button, I think I'm supposed to ask you guys to do that. All right. Hey, I was nervous to do this on a Saturday because I figured it was really nice and people would have plans. But I really wanted to do it earlier in the week. Where is it? And then I went last minute. I went to Rangeley, Maine to see some family and look at a wedding venue. So I was there Tuesday and Wednesday. Thursday, I did a podcast interview. Friday, I went to a concert, which was last night. And then tonight, I could either go to work or I could do a live stream. So now I'm live streaming. And I have my dinner here. I haven't eaten, so sorry. I skipped lunch and haven't eaten dinner yet. It's been a crazy night. Oh, my hiking room looks sweet. Thanks, Cody. There's all my stuff back there. I'm proud of my hiking room. All right. Do we want to chat? Do we want to answer some questions? There's my guitar. I hung that up yesterday. Someone said we're used to watching you eat. Yeah, I guess I do put lots of YouTube videos out where I eat stuff. It's chicken broccoli Alfredo, which was at the end of my hike, started to be my favorite backpacking meal, but it was also like the hardest mountain house meal to find. So now I just go to Sam's Club and buy it already made, and it tastes so good. All right. Should we answer some questions? Is anyone hiking this weekend? It's so nice out. I think I'm gonna try to go for a hike. Trying to go for a hike tomorrow, possibly. I possibly might do Trail Magic tomorrow. I was talking to someone who was gonna set up Trail Magic in New Hampshire, and I wanted to stop by. I went to Sam's Club a couple days ago and bought like bulk Gushers and bulk Cheez-Its and bulk Gatorades. So if I do go to the Trail Magic, I'll have something to bring. I wanted to hand out some of my favorites. All right. What do we got here? Should I go to the comments? All right, RJ's here. Hi, RJ. Who else do I recognize? Crystal's here. Hi, Crystal. Am I looking really far away from the camera? Here, let's fix this. There we go. Do I ever get tired of Gushers? No. You should see the amount of Gushers I ate yesterday and today after I got that huge box of them from Sam's Club. Don't forget a trash can. Yep. If I do trail magic, I'll definitely bring a trash bag. Any interest in returning to Katahdin to do the Knife's Edge trail? I'd love to do that trail. It looked really cool. I didn't do it while I was through hiking because I was kind of eager to get back down to the bottom because we had a lot of family waiting for us. And then also it was like really windy. There were people up there that were doing Knife's Edge, but I feel like if I were to do it, I would want to do it on a calm day, on a day I wouldn't feel like I had to, like I was about to be blown off the mountain. There's a lot of questions coming in, so I'll just like answer the ones that I see. Did I lose weight hiking? No. My weight pretty much stayed the exact same the whole time. Let's see. Any plans for the international trail? I don't have plans for any through hike right now. I'm just going day by day. I don't even know what I'm doing tomorrow, so I have nothing planned right now. Cody lost 30 pounds, yep. Any hiker blues now that it's over? I feel like this is a popular question. I'm not sad. I do really want to get back out on the trails, but I don't have the post-hike blues or anything. I'm really busy at home. I've been doing a lot of stuff. I haven't been working as much as I thought I would work. Have you betrayed me yet and gone backpacking with anyone else? I haven't gone backpacking with anyone else. I did go for a hike with my friend, but no. Cody is the OG backpacking partner. Where did you go to get your weather information? So at the beginning of the hike, I feel like I looked up the weather a lot, and I would use atweather.org, which is where you could put the specific shelter that you're going to stay at that night, and it would give you the weather for that specific spot, and it would take into consideration like the elevation and stuff. I would use that for weather a lot, but honestly, towards the end of the through hike, I stopped checking the weather. Yeah, I just kind of played it by ear. You're a false summit. Okay. If you don't know what being a false summit is, then you probably haven't seen my summit video. Is Chet glad that I'm home? Yes. I think he'd much rather have me be home than out on the trail. That would be sad if he was not happy that I was home. What's with the left turns? All right, so if you follow me on Instagram, I was complaining about left turns a couple times. The area that I work in, Meredith, is just so congested with cars in the summer that if you're taking a left turn onto any of the main roads, it's hard. It's like really difficult. You have to wait forever to find an opening. So yeah, I was complaining about the left turns. Dunkin' Donuts was only 0.4 miles away from my work, and I went there today, and it was like a whole 45-minute trip. Thank you, RJ, for the, I don't know if is that a super chat or a super sticker. I don't know what they're called. That looks like me right now. That little sticker. What is it? Am I gonna spin? There we go. Micro spikes for a late February start, yay or nay? All right, so I brought micro spikes with me. Not heavy ones. They were like very minimal. I don't know if I have them here. These are my winter spikes. I did not bring these. These were way too heavy, but I did bring like little thin ones, and I never, ever used them. I put them on for about like 20 feet and then took them off. The only ice that I really saw was on the backside of Klingman's Dome. And then I sent my spikes home in Hot Springs, and then I saw ice again on Roan Mountain. But I don't know, it wasn't bad. But every year the weather changes, so I'm not like telling people to not pack micro spikes because it just really depends on the year. I do want to do the PCT. I don't have set plans to do the PCT, but if the PCT hike ever were to happen, I'd be probably excited about that. I don't think I've ever said that on the internet before. I used to be really against the PCT because I didn't think I liked backpacking. I thought I just really liked the Appalachian Trail. But turns out I actually like backpacking. Why didn't Cody let me catch up with him in the 100-mile wilderness? Cody was trying to out-hike the Mosquitoes. And he can out-hike the Mosquitoes faster than I can out-hike the Mosquitoes. All right. If I were to do it again, would I use a different start date? If I were to hike the Appalachian Trail again, I would probably do it southbound and probably start as early as I could. But if I were to northbound the AT again, I probably would start around the same time. I don't think I would start any later. If anything, I might start earlier than I did. I started the AT in Georgia February 22nd. And the reason I started so early is because I like the challenge. I feel like if I started on an easy start date, if I had an easier start date, I feel like I wouldn't be challenged enough. So I started early. I'm laughing at some of the comments. Mosquitoes. I think people were asking about mosquitoes. Yeah, Mommy and me are experiencing major mosquitoes in Connecticut. I actually talked to Supermom today about the mosquitoes. And yeah, they're pretty bad, but it really was only bad for us the last 5 days of our thru-hike. I mean, not even 5, maybe like last few days. Oh, Vince Strawbridge. Who was the strongest hiker you met during your thru-hike? Probably Huff and Puff. He was such a good hiker. He really impressed me. And he was always so happy whenever he passed us on trail, too. He always took the time and talked to us and hung out, and he was just so driven. You stayed well ahead of the bubble, so the shelters didn't seem full. Yeah, the shelters were empty most of the second half of our thru-hike. I think Vermont, we stayed in shelters or campsites and didn't see anyone else. Maine, there were some shelters that we shared, but I think more often than not, we had the shelters to ourselves. Except for the last week of the thru-hike when the SOBO started to pop up on trail, then we weren't by ourselves anymore. My Aunt Nancy's here. Hello. Hike with Kyle even though he hates hiking. Yeah, we just talked about doing another hike together. Oh, is Cody helping me answer some questions? Thank you, Cody. Should I buy a footprint for my duplex? I don't think so. I don't think you need one. I've never used a footprint before. I think my dog wants to say hi. Hold on, let's take your collar off. Last time I put her on a live stream, I put her in front of the camera and didn't realize that my phone number was on her collar. Ugh, so I just took her collar off. This is Callie. Alright, maybe she can... Does anyone have any questions for Callie? All right. Why would I SOBO instead of NOBO? So if I did the trail again, I would SOBO it just for a new experience. I don't know. I feel like it would be a whole different hike if I were to do it SOBO. All right, and what? Okay, Callie is, from what I know, from what I've been told, she is half Wheaten Terrier and half Golden Doodle. So we call her a Woodle. Okay, I'm gonna put her down. She actually, talking about my dog, she has had really bad separation anxiety now. I didn't think this would affect her that much, but every time I leave, she gets really sad. Even if I'm like, we brought her to a playground because I went to a playground with my nieces earlier in the week. Chet was on one side of the playground, and I was on with Callie. I was on the other side with my nieces, and she was going crazy, not being able to be right next to me. And every time I go and leave for work, she'll try her hardest to jump in my car. And if she does jump in my car, I have to like pick her up and carry her back to the house. She's really stubborn now. Callie's longest hike is on the Bonds in New Hampshire. Both times we did the Bonds. One hike was an out and back of Bond Cliff. I think that was 18 miles. And then the other hike was again an out and back from Bond Cliff, but coming from the other direction. So she did Zealand, West Bond, and Bond as an out and back. So those two hikes were her longest hikes, about 18 miles each, I think. And we got Dirtbag Outdoors. Thank you for your super chat, or for your super sticker. I don't know what they're called. All right, we're gonna do a couple questions. GoPro or iPhone camera for vlogging? I've never vlogged with a GoPro, so I don't know. I think I have a GoPro here somewhere. I've used it on a hike once, and that's when I put a GoPro harness on Callie and recorded the whole through hike from her perspective. I put it on YouTube, but not on my New Hampshire hiker page. So I don't know where I can find that. Or maybe I hid it. But at one point, we hiked Gunstock and I got all the footage from Callie's vest. It was really cute. How bad were the ticks? I think I saw 5 ticks at most, maybe like 4 or 5 ticks. Only one of them was attached to my arm. The others were just climbing up my leg. So I didn't see many ticks. I did permethrin my clothes once, but I probably should have done it a lot more. Can we expect to see you and Cody hike together in future blogs? I'll definitely hike with Cody again. I gotta finish out this season at work. The summer's really busy for me, but if I could visit him this fall to hike, that would be cool. Cody, let me know how you think about that. Let's see. Through hikes or marathons? I would prefer a through hike over a marathon. But I've done 1 through hike, but I've done 2 marathons. Oh yeah, Cody's already planning our trails. Am I close to Cody? No, I think it's like a 12-hour car ride to Ohio. Did you already say if you were planning to hike the long trail in 21? I don't think so. No. Because I have to work all summer. I don't think I could take 3 weeks off to do the long trail. And then this fall, I might go to Ohio. I don't know. I don't know if I can take 3 weeks off in 2021. But it would be cool if I could next year. Did it get old having people critique my sugary diet? Yeah. I don't know why people were so concerned with how I ate. All right. Now I just see a bunch of comments saying Ohio. Did I fully recover from my head injury? Yes, but I can still feel it. It actually kind of bugged me today. I haven't looked at it. I'm pretty sure it's fully healed, but for some reason it I don't know, it hurts when you touch it. It wasn't a bad head injury, but I definitely can still feel it right there. When you get married, are you going to vlog it? No. I'd probably hire a videographer, but I don't know if that's ever gonna appear on YouTube. I'll try to keep it a hiking channel. Unless people are really interested in watching me get married, we'll see. The cost. All right, so the cost of my through hike, I did add it up. I want to make a whole video on how much it costs me to hike the Appalachian Trail, but it's a lot. I didn't hike the Appalachian Trail on a budget, and I feel like if I do tell people how much money I spent on the Appalachian Trail, I think I'd be judged. But I hope people keep in mind that I vlogged and I uploaded a video to YouTube every single day, and I stayed in a lot of hostels. But actually, I think one of my biggest expenses was like restaurants. Let me see. I'm gonna pull it up right now. I wonder if I can give you a couple stats. Actually, no. My biggest expense was lodging. My second biggest expense was my resupplies, and then gear shops, and then restaurants. But I'm not going to share how much I spent right now. I just have a bunch of graphs because I was getting ready to film this YouTube video. Out of all the money I spent on my through hike, 5% was in February, 26% was in March, 27% was in April, 17% was in May, and 25% was in June. I don't know what happened in May, but I did not spend a lot of money, so that surprised me. All right, I'll get back to the comments. No, I did not spend $8,000. I did not spend $23,000. Okay, guys, those aren't even close. I can't believe people are guessing. Okay. What's my favorite state to hike in besides New Hampshire? I, for some reason, not for some reason, I don't want to talk bad about this state, but I enjoyed New Jersey. I feel like once we entered New Jersey, we got up onto a ridge and had a really cool view, and just kind of stayed on that ridge, and there was a good view for most of the day. And I'm pretty sure New Jersey was only like 2 or 3 days long. But it was nice. The flower beard would be a good look at my wedding. I think Cody should wear the flower beard to my wedding, and then he can be the flower girl, and then he can walk down the aisle and take them out of his beard and throw them on the ground. I'm picturing that right now. Am I happy to be home? I am. Am I happy to be back at work with Kathy? I am. Thank you for asking, Kathy. She's been taking care of my store this whole time I've been gone. And she's still taking care of my store because I only go to work like a couple days a week. I'm still picturing the flower beard. Did I feel safe in terms of COVID? I did. I felt safe. I felt like the whole time I was through hiking, I felt very disconnected from the real world. That might be bad to say, but a lot of times on trail, I forgot that COVID was a thing. I mean, I was safe every time I had to wear a mask, I did. There were some hostels that took precautions, some hostels that did not, but I felt safe. Where's my documentary? Is that something that people would be interested in? I'd love to get some feedback right now. If I were to put all of my like vlogs together into one video and try to like condense it into an hour video about like my whole journey on the Appalachian Trail, would people like that? Because I wonder how. Oh, everyone's saying yes. Okay. That would be fun to make. I don't know how. Oh my gosh. I guess an overwhelming yes. Huh. I feel like I need to watch some other documentaries. RJ paid $5 just to tell me yes. Okay, guys, okay. I will make a documentary. All right, how about this? Instead of just saying yes, how long should it be? What would be like the ideal length of a documentary? And should it just be my through hike, or should I tell like a story before the through hike of like what happened to me in 2020, how I got into backpacking? Wow, I'm getting such good information. I didn't know this is how the live stream was gonna go. Because I kind of want to tell this story about like how I found out about the Appalachian Trail. Okay. I don't know if it would be as long as 2 hours. I feel like I can't even sit through something that's 2 hours long. But maybe in Dixie's is 2 hours. Okay, I'll do my research. I'll figure out how to make a documentary. I feel like I need to find some good music to put to it, or voiceovers, or... Okay, yeah. I'll do a little bit of backstory. I'll put the whole 121 days into one video. Okay. Less than an hour. All right. I think 1 hour would be the sweet spot. Or 2 parts, each 1 hour. Oh, does Darwin have documentaries? That would be cool. It's gonna be the best Okay, I don't want the pressure of it being the best documentary ever. But I love your support, Cody. Why didn't I complete the trail in under 100 days? I don't know. I probably could if I had more support. Ooh, Tip Tap. I think I've seen some of Tip Tap's content from the PCT. It looked beautiful. Okay, we can move on from the documentary. I think I got a lot of good information. Thank you, guys. I did, hold on. I did put on my community tab for people to send in questions if they weren't able to make the live stream. And I got this many questions. So maybe I'll just pick one off of this piece of paper real quick. All right. Should I just close my eyes and pick one? All right. Right here. This one. Did you have any issues with knee pain on the trail? And if so, how did you manage it? No. My knees never hurt. How many 0 days did I take? All right, so I took 8 0 days. I'll try to go over them real quick. I took 1 0 in Franklin, North Carolina, 1 0 in Hot Springs, North Carolina. I got 1 in Marion, Virginia. Is that the only 0 day I took in Virginia? Maybe Cody can help me. Marion, Virginia. Then I took 2 0s in Waynesboro, Pennsylvania. I took a 0. Oh, I took 2 0s in New Jersey when I got off trail for a wedding. And I took 2 0s in New Hampshire. So 9 0s, I think. All right, what did people say about cold soaking gushers? Did you cold soak the gushers? A lot of gushers were eaten on the trail. A lot of people gifted me gushers too. Some people would set up trail magic and bring gushers just in case I got to their trail magic, and that was awesome. Who is that? That was Young Chef's mom. She gave me lots of gushers in Pennsylvania. Was it Pennsylvania? No, Massachusetts. I wonder if I'll ever get a Gushers sponsorship. All right, someone said, did you ever platinum blaze the AT? Be honest. I wonder, do you know what platinum blazing is? Because I think that just means spending a lot of money. So if that means spending a lot of money, then maybe. I mean, I didn't spend like an absurd amount of money, but I definitely spent a little more than average. And there were a couple of hotel rooms that were like $200. So. All right. What was the best trail magic? Fresh Ground had amazing trail magic. I think the one day where Fresh Ground slack packed us. So he says he doesn't slack pack, but because of him, we didn't have to carry our backpacks that day. And then that was on the Blue Ridge Parkway, I think. And then we ended at a river, and it was such a good group of people. It was Cody and I, and then Andrew, not today, I think he's a vlogger too, and Mighty Mouse were there. And I think it was the 4 of us. And then we had some trail magic by a river. I jumped in the river, had a lot of good food. And then we camped right there. I thought that was an awesome trail magic day. But yeah, we did get trail magic from Fresh Ground quite often, and he's just like the king of trail magic. He has everything you need. You can charge your phone. He makes breakfast, lunch, dinner, lots of snacks. He gave me like shampoo, and he helped me wash my hair. He like dunked water on my head, and then I washed my hair, and then he dunked water on my head again. So he really goes above and beyond. He was like helping people do foot soaks, and he would help people do laundry. Okay. Ultra Hiking Girl was the second female to summit. Were you the third? No. So if Ultra Hiking Girl was the second, the Strawbridge family, I think, summited 2 days before we did, and there's 4 girls in that family. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So I might have been female number 7 to summit Katahdin. Did we see kids on the trail? We saw, what's his name? Little Man, who is 5 years old, and he's through hiking. We saw him in Shenandoah National Park. That's the only kid through hiker. What was it? Mighty Mouse is Gracie. No, Mighty Mouse is a boy. Yeah, so we saw him. There were a lot of kids day hiking in New Hampshire. So we hiked the Presidentials in New Hampshire, and I feel like there were a lot of kids on that hike. But yeah, there's a lot of kids on trail. Sorry, I feel like I'm getting like scatterbrained. Platinum blazing is cool. Yellow blazing is not cool. I agree with that. But people can hike their own hike. We'll just go with that. Oh, Cody and I should do the amazing race. That would be so fun. That would be really cool. I feel like if there's one reality show I'd be good at, it would be the Amazing Race. I feel like I'm really like calm, cool, and collected when I travel. Which state was the most difficult prior to New Hampshire? So, I mean, Maine. I mean, that's not prior, but Maine was difficult. New Hampshire was difficult. It's so hard to remember the states. Was Vermont had like steep climbs, but I don't know. I just picture like I just remember New Hampshire and Maine being really difficult and the rest of the trails being easy compared to that. New York was hard. Thanks, Cody. New York was tough. If anyone is familiar with the roller coaster in Virginia, the real roller coaster should be in New York because there were just so many ups, downs, ups, downs. Like I feel like you weren't climbing mountains, you just like randomly go up a hill and then just have to go straight back down. Tell us about the fight that you and Cody had on trail. Did we meet Betty White? We actually, yeah, quite a few times we saw Betty White on trail. He was hiking pretty close to us for most of our through hike. And we did see him at Camp a lot in Pennsylvania when we were getting a lot of trail magic from Fresh Ground. Betty White was there. RJ, I may have a contact for an Amazing Race producer, but no promises. I'm kind of like tempted to like send in like an audition tape to be on that show. They're probably definitely not filming it right now. I don't think there's any world traveling going on, but I've never like actually thought about applying for that show, but I think that'd be really cool. And I won't do Survivor. I feel like a lot of people expected me to apply to Survivor, or people would ask if I was on it or if I had any interest, and no. Mostly because I'm the most picky eater in the world. I don't eat fish. I don't think I'd be able to like eat like meat cooked on a fire. I feel like that would gross me out. And I'm not a very strong like social player. Like I cannot lie. I'm so bad at lying. The most consecutive nights in the woods. Some stretch in Maine. So in Maine, I forget exactly how long it took us to get through the state, but we only slept inside twice, and that was in Rangeley and in Monson. So maybe we did like 4 or 5 nights in a row. The post-trail blues. I'm not that sad. I don't have that bad post-trail blues. I do miss Cody and I do miss the trail, but I don't think I've had like time to like just be sad. But it is weird being back into like this life. Oh, my dog's passed out under my feet. Cody saw a bear. I did not see a bear. Did we meet Hawk? We saw Hawk. I don't think I ever had a conversation with him. But we stayed at the same hostel in Irwin, Tennessee at the same time. Ooh, what about Ohio hiking? Oh, is Cody gonna lead some hikes in Ohio? That'd be cool. Um, I do not know if I'm gonna do the PCT or the CDT. It would be cool, but I don't know if it's gonna happen. I really want it to happen, but I don't know what's gonna like what my life is gonna be like next year or the year after that. Right now, instead of planning a through hike, I am planning a wedding. So I don't want to like put too many things on my plate at one time. I did complete the New Hampshire 48. I will I have no plans right now to do the Florida Trail. I just heard someone talk about it on a podcast today and it sounds terrifying with snakes and alligators and swamps. I don't think that's for me right now. What piece of gear did you kill the most brain cells over? Probably my backpack. I had I did not have good luck with my backpacks. Um, the frame broke and fell out of my first backpack, and then I used a backpack that was not rated for the amount of weight that I was carrying, and then I ended up spending like almost $400 on a new backpack when I only had 100 miles left of the through hike. Shoes. I started the trail in Ultra Lone Peak 4.5s, and some of the bones in my foot were giving me so much pain. I think going up Blood Mountain, I had like this like sharp pain from my foot, just like kind of like shoot up my body. And that was just a couple miles before I got to Mountain Crossings. So I got new shoes at Mountain Crossings because I'm like, I don't know if my foot issue is because of my shoe or not. I'm just gonna buy new shoes and see what happens. And so at Mountain Crossings, mile 30, I got Saucony Peregrine 11s. And I hiked the whole rest of the trail with that brand shoe. I went through 4 different pairs of those the whole through hike. And now I bought these Ultra Lone Peak 5s. And I did a 6-mile hike with these and had the foot pain again. So now I just wear them to work. I don't hike in them. But yeah, Ultras give me really bad foot pain. Did I see IB Tad at Mountain Crossings? I don't know what he looks like. I might have seen him in 2020, but the guy that was helping me in Mountain Crossings was named Bill, I think. Oh, I'm so happy that Cody's answering some of these questions for me that I'm missing. I am eating chicken broccoli Alfredo. I did get sick of lasagna. That was my favorite meal for the first half of the through hike. I think for the first time I said I was sick of lasagna was in New York. The Ultra Temps 3 have a thicker sole. That would be a cool shoe to try. Maybe I'll try that out next time I buy shoes. Did we ever get scared hiking? That's a good question. Maybe Cody can answer that. I got a lot more scared than Cody did. We night hiked in the Blue Ridge Parkway area, and we saw so many eyeballs on this night hike. And every single set of eyeballs freaked me out. They were just raccoons and deer. But I just get so paranoid, I get so nervous. Cody says the flying deer. So we did come up to a huge group of like glowing eyeballs, and we spent a while trying to figure out what they are. We figured out they were deer, so we're like, okay, we don't have to be scared of this animal. we'll just walk through it. And so like we walked towards this huge group of deer, and the whole group of deer started like running off the trail in like one side of the trail, except for this one deer ran the opposite direction that all the other deer were running, and he just ran right across the trail and into the woods. And I'm pretty sure he like ran so fast, and we're like up on a, I don't know, ridge. I'm pretty sure he ran so fast that he probably just like ran right off the ridge. And we're like, well, why did that deer just do that? He had a rough night. Do I miss Cody's woos? I'm sure. I think he didn't like do that all the time. I think he just did it for the camera sometimes. I never really. He's dead. Okay. Maybe I'll do another question from this list real quick. I'll pick a random one. I'll do that. How did you deal with the cicadas this year? I don't think I ever saw a cicada. I don't even think I know what they look like. So, Callie's trying to get something under the table. I'm sorry, I don't know what it is. Why didn't I hitchhike? Because I was incredibly nervous to do it. I physically could not put my thumb in the air. It freaked me out. Maybe it's just the idea of like being rejected. I didn't like. Oh wait, where did I get that poster? It was a gift from my aunt. Callie's like really unhappy right now. She thinks I dropped a piece of pasta. I don't know, buddy. There's nothing I can do. Oh. Yeah, it's an old piece of a Cliff Bar. Okay. Okay. So this was a gift from my aunt. She saw it hanging up in a hotel, I think, and then just Googled the artist's name because it's on the bottom. But I can't read it right now because it's underneath the frame. Okay. Do you think it's harder to go southbound? Probably. Because especially if you like don't train for the hike, which I didn't really do much actual training. I hiked sometimes before I started my thru-hike, but like nothing, I didn't have a plan. So if you start the hike SOBO, you have like all the hardest climbs right off the bat, and it's not a great way to ease yourself into the trail, but I wouldn't know. I've never done it SOBO. Okay. Pennsylvania would have scared me hiking all those snakes. Yeah, that terrified me. I stepped about like 5-6 inches away from a rattlesnake once, and it didn't rattle. It wasn't phased at all. Barely even knew I walked by it. But yeah, for the rest of that hike, it was just a couple miles after that until camp. I went so slow. I was so freaked out. Callie's still trying to get underneath this thing. That's it. There's nothing there. Okay. Let's not ask these questions anymore. I already answered that. Do I miss Cody's woos? If you ask the same question 6 times, I can apparently time out you. I miss Cody's woos. Okay. Did I get dehydrated on the trail? I think at one point I did 2 points. I get really dizzy when I get dehydrated. I start like seeing spots and like my vision gets really blurry. And that happened twice. It happened like the first week of the thru-hike, and then it happened once in New Hampshire. And it's probably because I didn't drink enough water. My favorite hostel. There are a couple hostels that kind of stuck out to me. Chica and Sunsets was like really nice. It's like an intimate type of hostel. Like there's only 4 people max that can stay there, and the owners will like hang out with you and shuttle you, and it's just really nice. Kind of feels like you're just staying at an Airbnb. I really liked Angel's Rest Hostel. I thought it was really cool. And then Shaw's Hiker Hostel, like way up north in Monson, Maine, was perfect. They had so many hikers there, but the owners, hippie chick and poet, are just so nice, and they'll just talk to you for forever. And they have so much information. They've been doing it for so long. I'm like, you guys have like 100 hikers staying at your hostel. Like, how are you giving us this much attention? But they're so nice to every single hiker there. And Poet was doing pack shakedowns for all the SOBOs, and they kind of saved our butts when we almost ran out of food in the 100-mile wilderness. And they sold me my new backpack. They were so nice. I actually visited Shaw's Hiker Hostel after I summited Katahdin. I visited back there and hung out with them again the next day after I finished. What does SOBO mean? It means you hike the Appalachian Trail from Maine to Georgia. So SOBO equals southbound. Okay. I feel like I'm missing a lot of questions. I'm sorry. Cody should blog too. Well, Cody's here, so you can tell him yourself. Will any subscribers... Will you invite any subscribers to your wedding? Well, I'm pretty sure my mom subscribes, so she's probably going to my wedding. Cody subscribes, so he's going to my wedding. I think Kathy's here. She'll probably go to my wedding. But I'm not going to invite people I don't know. Was Katahdin hard for Chet? He went up Katahdin very easily, but he did not go down Katahdin very easily. That was really tough on his knees. And he has had knee surgery in the last few years, so I think that injury kind of came back for him a little bit. I'm mispronouncing Appalachia. Appalachia? I don't even think I said that word. I say Appalachian Trail because that's how people in the north say it. I'm not mispronouncing it, it's just how we pronounce it up here. A lot of people called me out for saying Appalachian Trail wrong, but not everyone talks like they do in the South. Would I ever want to open a hostel? I think that would be really cool. I don't think like it would actually happen, but I do picture myself opening up a hostel and running that in New Hampshire. I think that'd be great, but for now I'm just really focused on my gift shops in New Hampshire. But that's not out of the question. I'd love to open up a hostel. I think that'd be so fun. How long did Kyle take to hike the AT? I don't know. I talked to him a couple days ago, but I don't know how long it took him. Did any spiders climb in your tent? No, but for some reason a frog got into my tent once, which I woke up and the frog was in my tent and all the zippers were closed, so I'm pretty sure the frog slept in my tent with me all night, and it freaked me out. We got a shout out to Lex for taking the frog out of my tent the next morning. Yeah, Cody was like 10 feet away from my tent, and the frog was in my tent. And I called him just to help me get the frog out. When did Cody piss me off the most? Probably in the 100-mile wilderness. And also probably in the beginning of the hike, too, when he would make a lot of comments about losing weight. I'd be like, stop! You're fine! Hikers are supposed to lose weight. I mean, Cody, you asked. Do you want me to be more honest than that? No, don't say sorry. Cody never actually pissed me off that much until the 100-mile wilderness. Did we meet any older thru-hikers, like 70 plus? Huh. It's a good question. There were a lot of older hike. Can Cody please share how I pissed him off? Please type that out. You can expose me. What did I do wrong? But I did see older hikers. I saw a lot of older hikers when I was in North Carolina, but I never kept in touch with them, so I don't know if they ended up through hiking or not. But I think the group of people that we were hiking around in like the second half of the through hike weren't that old. The oldest might have been Betty White. I don't want to like call him old. He's not 70, but there were a lot of younger people the further up into Maine that we got. I think Josh has a crush on Cody. Auntie Nance. Okay. I'm still waiting to hear how... Yeah, Betty White's 48. So that's probably the oldest through hiker I saw on like the second half of the trail. Well, Cody hasn't answered how I pissed him off, so maybe he's like typing a whole paragraph right now. Be as mean as you want. I think that'd be fun. I do not miss hiker lasagna. I'm actually pretty sick of lasagna. I don't think I've had it since I've been home. No. My grandmother thru-hiked the AT in her 60s. So, before I thru-hiked, I did my only overnight trip. There we go, Cody. Okay, I'll get back to Cody. My first overnight trip I ever did before I thru-hiked the AT. So I only slept in my tent once before I went and attempted my thru-hike in 2020. So I did an overnight in 2019 on the Carter-Mariah Range. And I camped at the Imp shelter. And there was a thru-hiker there that was 68 years old. And he was all the way up in New Hampshire. So, okay, now I'm going to read Cody's hike. You didn't like it when I ran from the mosquitoes. What was I supposed to do? Pet them and then walk them on a leash? So I pissed Cody off by being pissed at him, is essentially what his answer is. So yeah, no, that wasn't our disagreement. Our disagreement was before the mosquito drama happened. Yeah, so if people don't know what I'm talking about, I cried almost every day. Well, not every day, the 100-mile wilderness, like the last 2 days of my thru hike. Because Cody would hike so fast to try to escape the mosquitoes, and I couldn't physically keep up with Cody hiking fast. So I was just more mad at myself, because I'm like, why can't I catch up? I don't know what Callie's eating. She's eating a toy. Yeah. Cody basically like ran the last 3 days of the thru hike, and I just got really pissed off when I couldn't keep up. But I wasn't mad at him, I was more mad at myself. But while we're on the topic, I did get mad at him the day we entered Maine, because he told me to meet him at a specific shelter to eat lunch, and then when I got to that specific shelter, which was like 0.2 miles off the trail, he wasn't there. So I did an extra almost half a mile to eat lunch with Cody, and he didn't wait for me. All right, we can move off from talking about how we pissed each other off. We are very good friends. We laugh about it. Oh yeah, it's okay. We're best friends now. Yeah, if Cody was alone, he probably could have done the AT faster than he did. Okay. Am I competitive? Probably. I think I'm competitive. I think that's the whole reason I did the AT. It's because I don't know. But was I like competitive with other thru-hikers? Probably. I think I really liked being ahead of the bubble. How is my shop doing? My shop's doing great. Thanks for asking. I've had to order so many things this week because every time I go to my store, it just looks so empty. Yes, Cody says I'm very competitive. Cody, thank you so much for being here. This is so much fun having you in the comment section. I wish you were like actually here, like my last live stream. Yes, Auntie Nancy can go to the wedding, and she's a subscriber. She is my aunt, therefore she will be at my wedding. Yeah, Cody, how did you poop in Maine with all the mosquitoes chasing you? My store is in Meredith, New Hampshire, right on Main Street. It's on Lake Winnipesaukee. Okay. More questions? All right. If I had to get a tattoo about my thru hike, what would I get? I don't have any tattoos, and I don't really plan on getting a tattoo, but I always like the idea of getting the number 2193.1 tattooed on me. I thought that would be cool. Just to like remind myself of like how many miles I did and just to see what I was capable of doing. I thought I wouldn't get like the AT logo tattooed on me, but I do like that number. I think that's a special number now. Have I ever been to Canada? Yes. I've been to Canada. A couple school trips. Yeah, I think just for school trips. I think we went once a year in high school. Do I still have hiker hunger? I don't think I'm hungrier than normal right now, but I kept my hiker diet. I still snack all day. Callie, what do you need? Come here. Hop up. All right. Walter Dowis. Thank you for your super chat. You said, you and Cody have inspired my wife to hike. We do day hikes in North Georgia. That's awesome. I'm glad you were inspired. Come here. I'm getting my dog. Okay. Yes, my store is near Hart's Turkey Farm, and I think RJ is very passionate about that restaurant. What percentage of my time in my tent was devoted to video editing? I honestly didn't edit my videos that often in my tent like I intended to, but I think it took me like maybe half an hour to edit a video. Maybe between like half an hour and 45 minutes per video. And I tried to do the majority of that in town. Sometimes I'd edit a couple videos like the day before I got into town. So when I was in town, all I had to do was upload them and like kind of like make the title and the description and stuff, which I got really lazy at towards the end. I stopped putting descriptions in my videos just to speed up the process. But yeah, I don't think my videos took that long. I've never seen Quicksand's videos, no. Hello, Nurse Becky. Did my fiance want to hike with me? No, he doesn't like to hike, but he did want to hike Katahdin. That was his idea. Did I encounter any rattlesnakes north of Cheshire? If you told me where Cheshire was, I could probably answer that. Is that in Massachusetts? If that's in Massachusetts, then no. The only two actually, maybe Cody can help. The first rattlesnake was definitely in Pennsylvania. I don't know where the second rattlesnake was. I think Cody kind of encountered the second rattlesnake, and then I was hiking behind him and saw the snake after the fact, but it was a little further off the trail. It might have been Connecticut, the second rattlesnake. Yeah, Pennsylvania. Okay, so no, we did not see any rattlesnakes in Massachusetts. I think they kind of stop in that area. Ruthie met my mom in Alton. Is that the story where you were at the Alton traffic circle gas station? How many days did it take Cody to do the trail? I think 122. If it took me 121, it took him 122. I beat him. Did it get easier sleeping on the trail? I think it was always pretty easy to sleep on the trail. I was a very heavy sleeper, which I didn't realize until I got to the AT. There'd be a lot of sounds in the middle of the night that just would not wake me up. So when I was on trail and I was sleeping in my tent, I was always just passed out. Did I ever cowboy camp? Twice, I think. 2 times in Virginia. I cowboy camped near Dragon's Tooth and near McAfee Knob, which are frowned upon, and I didn't realize that until after I cowboy camped there, so there's nothing I can do about that. Yes, we did the ice cream challenge. I ate my half-gallon of ice cream in an hour and a half, and I think it took Cody less than half an hour. So, yeah, I went very slow with my ice cream challenge. If I could only bring one item of gear, what would it be? I don't know if you could thru-hike with only one item. Probably my phone. If I could only thru-hike with one item, it would have to be my phone, because I'd have to, like, get off trail. And, like, do I have to get off trail every time I have to eat something? Oh yeah, I guess a water bottle. How often did I have to explain the name Nahamsha to people on the trail? Yeah, I feel like I had to explain it a lot, to the point where I stopped saying that Nahamsha was my trail name. It kind of, I don't know. I never really wanted Nahamsha to be my trail name. So when I was on trail most of the time, I just told people I was Taylor. How is Cody a good hiking partner for me? Cody and I had very similar goals, I think mileage-wise, and I think we just got along. Like, we were just really good friends. We laughed so much, and I feel like we were on the same page. Like, I feel like a lot of decisions we had to make on the trail, we were usually on the same page about. Like, if we were going to go into town, or, I don't know, like what hostels we were going to sleep at, or what we needed to do. I don't know. We made a lot of our decisions were pretty easy to make together. Did I ever regret deciding to make a vlog every day? I think in Maine, I was over it. I never missed a. I uploaded a video every single day while I was on trail until Maine. I think when I was in Maine, I missed 3 days. 2 of the days I missed, I was in the 100-mile wilderness. I would try to like schedule them and have like while I was in town and then be set for the next 5 or 6 days. But in Maine, we just were not in towns. Callie, what are you doing? Callie must smell something under my desk. That she is not leaving it alone. Is it possible to use one pair of shoes throughout the whole thru-hike? I don't know. I went through 4 pairs. I don't know what other people did. I don't think I've heard of someone using the same pairs of shoes. My shoes never completely ripped or anything like Cody's did. Okay, Cal, what do you need? I don't know. I don't see anything. I'm sorry. Did I ever carry canned foods? No. I'm going to answer another one of these questions. I'll try to get a question I haven't answered. Okay, am I going to film any of the 52 with a view? So if you don't know, the 52 with a view is a hiking list in New Hampshire of all mountains that are under 4,000 feet and have views. And so I've been working on the 52 with a view list for a little bit. I think I've done 32 of them. And so I probably have 20 something left. And I thought about this. If I were to film them, I think I would start using the shorts on YouTube. So it's kind of like TikTok, but for YouTube. I don't have TikTok. I don't plan on getting it. I don't use Instagram Reels, but I do want to try out the YouTube Shorts. So it would just be like a 1-minute vlog of my hike. So I can just kind of like show the trail, show the summit, show like what mountain I hiked, and it would just be 1 minute and I could put that on YouTube. So I think that would be cool for some of like the day hikes I do in New Hampshire this summer. I feel like that would be a cool way to share my day. Okay. We'll get another question. I feel like I've answered a lot of these so far. Okay. Are you sad that you weren't able to spot a black bear? I feel like not really. I think I was pretty happy not being able to see a black bear because I was never terrified. And also this person asked if the shelters were really like actually full of rodents. And we didn't sleep in shelters that often. And I actually only saw 2 mice the whole hike. And the mice, one of them was on top of McAfee Knob. And the mouse was like trying to get into my backpack. And then there was one shelter, I think, in Massachusetts or that area. And the mice were running around the whole camp. And like we would eat in the... We were like sitting on a rock eating dinner and the mice would just kind of like run up to me. And that freaked me out. But I don't know if there's definitely mice in shelters. We're just going to go with that. But I didn't personally experience them. Oh. Everyone's being so kind to Cody right now. Aww. That makes me happy. Well, okay. When I met Cody, was there an official agreement that you took in becoming hiking partners, or was it more casual? I think it was more casual. And thank you, Auntie Nancy. She bought my dunks tomorrow. All right. So how Cody and I became hiking partners. It wasn't official. We like never had a conversation of like, okay, let's do the whole trail together. We would actually hike together and he would talk about like summiting Katahdin by himself. So it was actually kind of the opposite. So Yeah, it was definitely casual. We never had a discussion that we were going to be hiking partners. It just kind of fell into place. And I never realized until he put this on Instagram. Okay, so how we started hiking together was I took a zero in Hot Springs. So I stayed at a hostel called the Appalachian Trailer. I stayed there one night. I hiked into Hot Springs, stayed at this hostel, the AT trailer, and then woke up, and then that next day was a 0 day. And on my 0 day, that's when Cody hiked into Hot Springs and he rented like a vacation house. So I left my hostel and went to the vacation house that he rented, and I stayed there that night. And then the next day, I started hiking, and the day I started hiking was Cody's 0 day. So he was kind of like a day behind me at that point. So I hiked for 2 days past Hot Springs, and I did short days because it was like there was really bad weather. So I did 2 shorter days, maybe like an 18 and a 14, or I don't know what the math is. But anyways, I hiked 2 days, and at the end of the second day, I set up my tent at a shelter, and I ate dinner, and I was in my sleeping bag, ready for bed, really early. This was because this day was a short day. It was like 6 or 7 o'clock, and I was already done for the day. And Cody came walking up. So what I hiked in 2 days, Cody hiked in one day. And he told me the mountains were calling, and he was just like called to do this really long day of hiking. But he went on to Instagram, and if you see his last post, or second most recent post, he said he did it to catch up to me. So I think he wanted to hike with me. But yeah, from the 2 days after Hot Springs, we hiked together every single day after that. Okay, let me know if I got that story right. Alright. Sorry, I just got silent. I'm just like reading the comments. Okay. Will riding a stationary bike get me in shape for hiking? I feel like the best way to get in shape for hiking is to walk. Put your backpack on and walk. Try to walk as an incline. I never use my stationary bike. I have one right there, but I've never used it. So I don't really know, and I'm not like a personal trainer or physical trainer. Maybe Cody knows if riding a bike will help. I don't think it hurts. I think riding a bike would be better than nothing at all. But I don't know. I didn't really plan for that. Okay. Mountain Coffee Outdoors says cycling is a darn good preparation for hiking. So maybe there's your answer. Am I loving my new house? All right, so I'm loving being a homeowner, but this house that I bought that I'm in right now, I've actually been living in for 3 years. I just kind of bought it from the people I was renting it from. So I didn't have to actually move. So when I say I bought a house when I was on trail, I just bought the house I was actually living in. So I never had to move. I know people were giving my fiance credit for like moving while I was on the trail, but he didn't do anything. He went to the place to purchase the house, and he had to sign for me a lot of times. I have a very long name. Like my first, middle, and last name is very long to write, and he had to write my first, middle, and last name way too many times when he was buying the house. All right, so okay, riding a bike is good preparation for a through hike. I'm sorry, I don't know, but we have people in the comments that know better than I do. Can you do laundry and a shower at a hostel for a price without staying? Yes. Hostels most likely will offer that. I actually did that after my through hike. So I summited Katahdin. Haven't showered in like 5-6 days, probably almost a week. Hiked down from Katahdin, slept in Baxter State Park another night, and then I drove to Shaw's Hiker Hostel just to take a shower. And it was $5. So hostels will charge you probably $5 to do laundry or take a shower if you're not staying there. And also some hostels have a day pass. So maybe like $12 and you can stay there for the day and like shower, do laundry and all that stuff and then leave. So if you want to use the hostel's amenities without sleeping, most of them will offer that. I don't know if people can hear that. My next door neighbors decided to set off fireworks right now. Let's see. Oh. Alright, nope. I guess we can't watch. Did people hear that? Oh yeah, I guess you can hear that. Where I live, it's very common to shoot off fireworks. Are my windows open? I don't know. Have they been able to hear my whole live stream? I guess it does sound like a war zone. Oh, let's see. There we go. You guys want to watch fireworks? There's proof I'm not being shot at. Guys, no one's shooting, it's just fireworks. There you go. I didn't think that was going to be part of my live stream. God bless America, right? I'm sorry. I apologize for this. Alright, what's the most expensive state? I can't pay attention. Callie's not afraid of the fireworks. She doesn't even know they're happening. Yeah, Callie does not care. Nope. Oh, we get fireworks nightly here. I live on a lake. So a lot of people will come to the lake for like vacations. And what do you do when you're on vacation in New Hampshire? Apparently light off fireworks. Here, we got a nice note. Hi, I am Maddie. I was one of the people who was in the 5th grade notes. And I wanted to say I love your videos so much and I am planning on going to your shop soon with my mom. That is so sweet. If you guys don't know what I'm talking about, I made a whole video about this. I can't. Actually, no. That comment from George is funny because I saw her today. Okay, so back what I was saying. There's a video on my channel about a 5th grade class sending me letters because they watched my videos in their gym class, and it was the sweetest thing. I read some of the letters. I wish there was a way I could like link it right now. So hi Maddie. Thanks for watching this live stream. Nope, I guess that wasn't the finale because they're still going on. I don't play the guitar. I play the piano. I'm okay at the piano. I cannot play the guitar. Can I do a live stream every night? That would be fun. It's been going on for an hour and a half. I'm sorry if I'm wasting anyone's time. Yeah, everyone say hi to Maddie. I'm so happy she's here. Those letters were the cutest thing. Oh, Kirsten is probably Maddie's friend. Yeah, there is a guitar. I hung that guitar up, I think yesterday. I thought it looked cool on the wall. I got that guitar like probably, I don't know, when I was in high school. And I can play Ode to Joy. That's as much as I can do with the guitar. Yeah, I can't get over these fireworks right now. Scott wants me to play a song on the guitar. I feel like if I started doing that, all the viewers would just like start disappearing. And Cody would probably make fun of me. I cannot sing. So this whole God Bless America thing started when Cody and I camped on top of a bald mountain in the Rhone Highlands. And we didn't get any night's sleep because there was an ice storm, like rainstorm, all types of storms all night. We couldn't fall asleep. We started packing up our tents in the morning to hike into town. And it was so miserable and so cold that all I did was sing God Bless America because I thought it would put me in a better mood. I don't know. I'm not. It would be cool to Triple Crown. It would be cool to do the PCT and the CDT, but I don't know exactly what the North Country Trail is. I don't know if I'd do that. The most popular tent on trail would probably be the Z-Pax Duplex. Okay, I answered it. I got the most popular tent. Um, this poster was a gift. I don't know exactly where it came from. My aunt saw it like hung up somewhere and then contacted the artist's name that was on the bottom. Let's see. Her name is Liz Apple. Let me type it. I get a lot of questions about that poster. It's pretty cool. Liz Apple. There we are. So I wonder if you Google Liz Apple Appalachian Trail, maybe they'll pop up and you can get one online. I don't know how much my neighbors spent on these fireworks. Oh, they're gone. Nope. I tried to show it. I'm sorry if the fireworks are like ruining the stream. Do I sell my store items online and where? So there is an online shop for my store. I'll just type it right now. But keep in mind I haven't updated this online store since like last year. So there might be stuff on the website, there might not be. But you can go to that website and see what happens. Okay, it sounds like peaceful background music, I'm sure. Did I burn the clothes I wore? No. My clothes are actually back here. I feel like I never want to wear those shorts again, to be honest. But the hiking shirt, I will definitely keep. The shirt's a lot better than the shorts are. Did I see any external frame backpacks on my thru-hike? I don't know. I don't think so. But maybe. Maybe Cody has an answer. I didn't notice. I'm just not... I don't have good observation skills. So maybe there were external frame backpacks and I didn't notice. Yeah, we live in New Hampshire. Live free or die. We set off fireworks. Chet is, Chet's boating right now. Chet is... So my fiance works at a marina. He is very good at driving boats. So on his days off, he likes to teach people how to drive boats. And he's actually with my old neighbor when I lived in Massachusetts. He's driving her and her friends around. He like does charters, so he'll drive boats and people will pay him, and he'll charter people so they can boat and drink and have stuff. Do we have any questions? I don't know how long this is going for. If you're getting bored, feel free to leave and I won't get offended. I'll just keep going until I probably have to go to the bathroom. I've been drinking a lot of water. I never drank Crystal Light packets before the trail, but now I can't stop drinking Crystal Light. Taylor, what were your go-to podcasts or musicians on the trail? So for podcasts, I listen to the Bobby Bones Show, which is just like a country music radio show out of Nashville. And they put their radio show every day up on a podcast, and I just listen to that because I really like country music, and I think they're pretty funny, and they do a lot of cool segments. If there's anyone else that listens to the Bobby Bones Show, let me know right now, because I never actually meet people in real life. Actually, I hope my phone's not dying. Okay, it's charged. For music, ever since my friend Tess introduced me to Olivia Rodrigo when I stayed at her house in Lincoln, New Hampshire, I finished the trail just listening to Olivia Rodrigo. Crystal Light's not good for me? I didn't know that. I'm probably going to keep drinking it. Oh, is there... I want to see the questions that Cody's answering. Okay, yeah. Driver's license. There's another album that I listen to almost daily, but I don't know if Cody wants me to share that. Any sketchy rides to town? There was a shuttle driver in Port Clinton, Pennsylvania, named Steve, who drove us from like the Super 8 or wherever we stayed back to the trailhead. And he probably went like 80 miles an hour. So that might have been the sketchiest ride. But we never like hitchhiked or, I don't know. I feel like I won't, Cody. I won't. Okay. How many wrong turns did I take on the trail? Couple like short wrong turns. So like you just go down a trail for a couple feet, realize it wasn't the AT, and then you turn around. But there was one big wrong turn I took in Vermont. That was like an ATV trail. And I went like maybe a mile and a half down the wrong trail before I realized it wasn't the AT. And it wasted like an hour of my day. And that was a day that I was supposed to hike to Fresh Ground Trail Magic, and I had absolutely no service. So Fresh Ground probably thought we were dead on top of the mountain, but he waited for us. He stayed because he knew we were in the area. He stayed. I showed up like an hour later than I thought I was going to. Got Trail Magic. He drove us into Bennington, Vermont, and it all worked out. But that was my only major wrong turn. Are the Indingy socks comfortable? Yeah, so the Indingy socks are the toe socks with like the individual toe pockets, whatever they're called. And they go under like your normal pair of socks. They're just a liner. And they were comfortable. They prevented all my blisters. I didn't like notice that I was wearing toe socks. Yes, Indingy socks are magic. How did I avoid injuries? I didn't get injured on trail. I didn't have knee problems. I mean, my ankles were definitely sore, but I don't think I ever injured my ankles. But after you walk like 20, 30 mile days, like they're going to get sore, just like doing the same motion like 12 hours a day, they do get sore, but I don't think I ever got injured. And I didn't really do anything to prevent injuries. I didn't stretch. I didn't, I don't know. I think I just got really lucky. What was the best gear shop on the AT? Cabela's in Hamburg, Pennsylvania. It's the biggest Cabela's in the world, apparently. And I went there and I spent $150. And all I needed was a headlamp. So at Cabela's, I got a headlamp. I got a replacement water filter. I got my tank top, like my button-up tank top. I bought a couple backpacking meals there. Bought a lot of stuff at that Cabela's. What's up? Did I miss anything? Am I on time? No, this live stream has been going on for over half an hour, but I probably will save this to my channel. So if anyone wants to rewatch it, go ahead. After this, it'll probably be up on my channel if I don't mess that up. What brand hiking shirt did Cody wear at the end? He got a Prana button up and he bought that at Eastern Mountain Sports. I remembered that. What was your funniest trail story? I don't know. I was thinking about this the other day. I'm like, what's the funniest thing that happened on trail? And I couldn't think of it. So I really hope Cody can comment some funny story that happened and I will share that. How much did my pack weigh? When I started the trail, it weighed 26 pounds. When I ended the trail, it weighed 20 pounds. I don't know what my base weight is. I think it was 13. I think my base weight when I started was 16. So those are some of the numbers. Lavender J said, loved your hike. You did great. I'm going to miss your daily posts. And thank you for that super chat. I know I'm gonna I'm gonna miss my daily post, but I'm laughing at Cody's comment and saying I don't want him to share that, and I'm thinking what he's probably thinking, and that's right. I'm probably not gonna share that. What? Oh, I was gonna say what types of shorts did I wear to prevent chafing, but that was a question for Cody. What is he? I think I remember him. He wore Silk World shorts from Amazon. Did I get those right? I'm really good with gear. I think I remember the gear. How will my channel change now? So instead of vlogging every single day, oh, I got it right. Silk World. Okay, so instead of vlogging every day and putting out a video every single day, I can't do that. I'm not on the trail. So I think I'm going to start putting videos out once a week. Different topics. I think so last week I put out a video of like the gear that I finished my trail with, the thru-hike with. I think next week will probably be answering questions. So maybe some questions that I didn't get to in this live stream, I'll probably just make a whole video and answer some of the most frequently asked questions. I'm also going to make a video about how much I spent on the Appalachian Trail. I'll post that if I don't wimp out, because I know how much I spent. I don't know if I want to share it, but maybe that will be in a video. And then there's a couple different topics about the thru-hike that I want to specifically make videos about, like oh, bye Maddie. Maddie has to go. Some gear I think deserves a whole video, like my backpack. Between 2020 and 2021, I went through 4 different backpacks. So I think I want to make a video about that and like what backpacks worked and what didn't work. I want to make some videos that will help future thru-hikers, and like kind of answer a lot of the types of questions that I had before I thru-hiked to the Appalachian Trail. So like, how did you get around? Like, how did shuttles work? How did hostels work? I was going to do a whole video on how I completed the Appalachian Trail without hitchhiking and kind of like talk about all the different ways that we had, like all the different ways to get around. So whether that was like taxis and shuttles and all the stuff that you can use to get around without hitchhiking. I think I was going to do that because I personally was terrified of hitchhiking. I still am terrified of hitchhiking. So I think that might help some people. And yeah, I'm going to keep the videos going. I'm going to do some more backpacking trips and film those. We'll see. We'll see what content I want to put out. But I will try to put out one video every single week. If I were to suggest one section for someone to hike, what would it be? I absolutely loved the Virginia Triple Crown. I think that's a great section. You get to see Dragon's Tooth, McAfee Knob, Tinker Cliffs. I don't think it was that challenging, but I do remember the hike up Dragon's Tooth being difficult. I don't know if it was like the heat or the sun or anything, but I thought that was a fun section of trail. No, Ultra Hiking Girl finished her through hike before me. She was the second woman to finish. I think I was the seventh woman to finish. And I think I was the 20th person overall to finish their NOBO through hike this year. Anything else? Anything else I should answer right now? I don't want this live stream to go on like more than 2 hours. So we'll get in some questions. What's your possible long trail hike in a few years? I mean, define long trail. If you're talking about the PCT or the CDT, I don't think I'm going to do anything next year because I'm getting married next year. But after, I don't know. Nothing's planned. Alright, the Jetboil stash is my stove. I think it's in my bag right now. I loved the Jetboil stash. It boiled water so fast, very fuel efficient. It weighs more than like a ultralight cook set. But I enjoyed the stash. But I feel like if I got something that was lighter weight, I would get used to something being lighter and not want to go back to the stash. Kind of like my old Jetboil. Seagull. Please share with Cody and have a beer on me or your favorite beverage. I'm gonna... Oh, I had my iPhone. I'll Venmo Cody $10. Thank you, Seagull. I don't drink that often, but I went to a concert last night and had a very expensive margarita, and that was so nice. Okay. What was the hardest? The food, the bathroom situation, no chat, or no cell service? I feel like people are going to think I'm mean if I pick no chat, but I was very fine. Like, I missed him. I definitely would have preferred to, like, be with Chet, but it wasn't difficult for me. I feel like I'm going to sound like a typical millennial if I say no cell service. The bathroom situation wasn't that difficult for me. Maybe the food. I crave restaurant food so much. YouTube takes 30% from super chats. So Diana, do you want me to only Venmo Cody $7? No, I'll Venmo him $10. Has the trail changed me? I don't think so. I mean, maybe it has. If anything, I'm more like, I don't want to say extroverted, but I put myself out there more. I don't think like through hike Taylor would have ever just gone on a live stream and talked by herself for almost 2 hours. So I think this really helped me socially. I think that's the most probably I've been changed. I just like put myself out there more. I'm more open to like meeting new people and like I'm more comfortable talking. I was on like I did news interviews and podcast interviews and newspaper interviews, and like that stuff doesn't scare me anymore. So I think that's how it's helped me. Um, will I do another National Scenic Trail? Probably. Like I'm only 26. I'm definitely going to do more through hikes in my life. I just right now I'm taking a step back so I can get married and then maybe through hike again. Do I watch Hawk or Kelly hikes or Shannon? I don't really watch vloggers on YouTube, to be honest. I have seen a couple of Kelly's videos, but like I don't follow anyone. Like if you asked me where Kelly Hayes was right now, I would have no idea. All right. What podcasts can we hear your interview on? I interviewed with Kyle, and he has a podcast called Trail Tales. I'll type that right now. Trail Tales. My episode will come out next week. I think he might upload them on Wednesdays or Thursdays. So yeah, check that. I've done 2 podcast episodes with Kyle on Trail Tales before. One right before my through hike and one last summer when I did the Monadnock Sunapee Trail with him. I don't know. I'm probably not a great podcast guest. I don't know. I'm fine putting out like my own content, but I don't know. Okay, advice for future through hikers. Don't be scared to start on your own because the trail provides. Yeah, that's good advice. For future through hikers, I think, I don't know. Like, make sure you're familiar with your gear. I did so much, like, not research on the trail, but I watched so many vlogs about the Appalachian Trail that I feel like when I got to the trail, I knew exactly what to expect. And I was so familiar with my gear that I just felt really comfortable being out there. Um, so yeah, for future through hikers, just go for it. Like, if you have an issue on trail, like if your sleeping bag isn't warm enough, you can go. It's easy to like go into town and get a new sleeping bag if you need it. I don't know. There's always like if anything goes wrong on the through hike, I feel like there's some way to fix it. I'm not a great advice giver. I don't know. Yeah, okay. About rain and rain jackets. I feel like we got really lucky on this through hike. It did not rain nearly as much as I thought it would. But my rain jacket did wet out. I feel like there were 2 times where it just like completely downpoured on us when we hiked. And so my rain jacket would definitely wet out on those points, but it was like a dry year. I don't know if everyone thought that or if like when it did rain, we just so happened to like be in a hostel. But I feel like the rain was like really well planned on this through hike. Like there were a lot of nights where like it would be a nice night. I'd set up my tent, I'd get in my tent, and then it'd just start downpouring. And I feel like it would stop raining the next morning, like right before I had to wake up. Like I just feel like stuff like that happened, and I'm really happy about that. um, my tent. So I had the Z-Pax duplex, and then I had the Big Agnes Tiger Wall, and both tents held up great. I do like I feel like I like my Tiger Wall a little more than my duplex, but it is much heavier. But I enjoyed setting it up more because every time I set it up, it was a perfect pitch. I feel like with the duplex, you have to like kind of like cross your fingers and like you'd go to put a stake in to the ground and just kind of hope like it goes in and there's no rocks or anything preventing you from setting up your tent. But with a freestanding tent, I feel like I didn't have to worry about that, which was kind of a relief. Um, Cody lives in Ohio. Does my gift shop have a website? Yeah, I typed it in a little bit ago, but I'll type it in again. NewHampshireGifts.com. I think I spelled that right. I wonder if anyone's actually on my website right now. I can check. Does that work? Oh, no, I'm not set up. I'm not logged into. This isn't like my work computer, so I don't really know the password. I'll try that. I'll try something real quick. No, I don't know the password to get into my online shop right now. That's awkward. I was gonna see how many people were on my website. So I almost did this Thru-hike, or not this Thru-hike. I almost did this live stream at work because I was gonna work until 8 o'clock and then do a live stream right when I closed the shop, but something came up and I had to go home. And if I was at my shop, I was gonna do a contest to like win a New Hampshire shirt. I was gonna be like, the third person to call my store will win a New Hampshire t-shirt, but I can't do that right now. All right. Hey, Kathy, who's been running my shop for a while. So Kathy runs my shop when I'm not there. And she says that people come in all the time looking for me, and more often than not, I'm not there. So Kathy was saying that everyone comes in and is like really disappointed to see her. So if you ever go to my shop and I'm not there, and Kathy is, tell Kathy how excited you are. If you ever see Kathy in my shop and I'm not there, go up to Kathy and be like, I'm so excited to see you. I feel like that would make her day. Huh. Did that cut out? I think my phone just told me the live stream cut out. Okay. Oh, it's 8 minutes until the live stream is 2 hours long. So if you have any questions that you want me to answer in the next 8 minutes, go and send them in. In the meantime, I'll read one more off this sheet. A lot of them I have answered before. All right. How do you find places to go to the bathroom? I preferred to go to the bathroom in privies. And I feel like you could see a privy, I don't know, maybe like every 7 miles on the trail. Privies are pretty often. And like most of the time I just go to the bathroom when I woke up, and I would try to camp somewhere where there was a privy. So I feel like that worked out well. But if I had to go to the bathroom where I wasn't near a privy, it was usually an emergency, and I'd try to run into the woods far enough where someone on trail couldn't see me, and I'd go to the bathroom. But I don't think it was ever difficult to find a spot. I mean, sometimes it was, but yeah, I think it was fine. There are no privies in Tennessee. That's very true. But I feel like in Tennessee, I stayed in a lot of hostels. So I feel like I'd just like be in a hostel, use the bathroom, and then I'd be in another hostel the next day and I'd use the bathroom then. All right, I'm just gonna do a couple more. All right, Siegel wants to know if Cody ever maxed out his Hyperlight Mountain Gear backpack. I don't think he did. He can probably answer this. But his 3400 was really big. And I don't think he ever maxed it out. There's nothing that comes to mind of something I would change on the Thru-hike I just did. I can't think of anything. Maybe my hiking partner. Maybe I would have rather had a different hiking partner because the one that I did most of the trail with kind of sucked. I'm just kidding. Cody was perfect. What other apps did I use? Gut Hooks was extremely accurate. There was a 1 week stretch where my gut hook wouldn't open. I'm sorry, Cody. I was just kidding. Other apps I used the Peak Finder app, and that's just an app where you can like point it at a mountain range and it would label all the mountains. So I thought that was helpful. I used Audible to listen to books. I used the podcast app. I used Spotify. I used YouTube. Yeah, those are just the main apps I used. I don't know. I can't check my phone because I'm filming on it right now. 4 more minutes. I'm gonna end this right before it gets to the 2-hour mark. It's 10 o'clock here. Did silly questions from non-hikers ever get annoying? I don't want to sound rude, but yes. I feel like people who didn't know much about the Appalachian Trail always asked the same exact questions, and sometimes it kind of got annoying to talk about. The most common is like, what's your favorite section of trail? And I'm like, do you actually care? Like, or are you just trying to make small talk? Or like, what's the best moment you've had? And I don't know. If like people had specific questions to ask me when I was on the trail, I would have answered them. But I feel like there were so many broad questions that I feel like kind of got a little repetitive. Any allergies on the trail? I didn't get allergies. I don't think so. Ticks, I saw like 4 or 5 ticks. Maybe I'll do like a speed round right now. How many pull-ups can Cody do? Will I ever see Fresh Grounds again? Hopefully. Will he officiate my wedding? Probably not, no. He will not officiate my wedding. Cody and I were through hikers 20 and 21 to Summit Katahdin, which is perfect because it's 2021. Oh yeah, Cody, that's true. When we were trying to like make ground on trail, when we were trying to hike fast, it did get a little annoying when people would stop. And there were so many instances on trail that Cody always hiked a little further than I did. Like, I feel like for most of the day I could see him, even if I wasn't hiking directly behind him. I was able to see Cody a lot. And sometimes if we're walking north and someone is coming south on trail, there were times where people would walk past Cody and not like talk to him. And then they'd get to me and they'd like stop and want to have a full conversation. And I'm answering some of their questions while I'm watching Cody hike further and further away. So I feel like those instances, I'm like, can I catch back up with Cody? If he hikes so fast that if I like fall back behind for like 2 seconds, I might not see him for the rest of the day. Oh, thanks Kimberly for the $5 so I can get dunks. Did I bring a shovel with me? No. I started with a trowel to dig like cat holes to go to the bathroom, but I got rid of the trowel halfway through because I realized that like my trekking pole was a lot sturdier, and digging holes with a trekking pole I thought was easier than a trowel. Yeah, Cody did remind me of like an annoying little brother. I thought something just fell down in my closet. Taylor, what's your message to the haters? My message to the haters is, why are you watching my content when you don't like what I'm doing? Did I get a 2021 tag? I did. And it's right there. All right. Maybe I'll sign off this live stream by playing Ode to Joy on the guitar. I'm just gonna embarrass myself. This Does anyone want to hear me play Ode to Joy, or is everyone gonna leave before I start? The one song I can play. Cody tuned my guitar, so if it sounds bad, you can blame Cody. It's not my fault if I'm not good at this. Alright, I'm done. I'll just do the last line. You're welcome. Thank you, everyone, for joining my live stream. I'm sorry I made you guys listen to that. I wish my piano was in this room because then I could do something a little more talented. Thanks for clapping. Thank you, everyone. Maybe I'll do a live stream of just playing the guitar. I can play Ode to Joy for an hour straight. Thank you, everyone, for being here. Maybe I'll do another live stream in the future. I'm gonna go to bed. I'm gonna go to the bathroom because I drank so much water the last 2 hours. And I will talk to you guys all again soon. So, thanks for being here. Bye.